All right. We'll now call the city council regular meeting to order for September the 8th. Please rise to the invocation and pledge of allegiance. The invocation was given by Deputy Mayor Jim Bernard. Can please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire. Here. Councilmember McCure. Here. Councilmember Taylor. Here. Deputy Mayor Bernard.
Here.
Mayor Anderson.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. All right. We have the consent agenda. This will be items 5 through 8. Does any council member wish to remove any of those?
I'd like to remove C5.
C5. All right. This will be a consent agenda for items 6 through 8. We'll be looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda C6, 7, and 8.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire.
Yes.
Councilmember McCure.
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor.
Here.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard.
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. What you got?
So the thing that I wanted to discuss on C5 was on page 17, which is 14 of 15 on the minutes. At the very end of the statement where Denise was discussing Manager Kelly's review, at the end of that sentence, it says Councilmember Mercier objected to the request. And for the record, I never objected to the request of her having the review. Ms. Taylor had made a joke that I said I object, and so that's what that was.
Okay.
That's one.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve item number 5?
So move.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any other changes or questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire.
Yes.
Councilmember McCure.
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard.
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item number 9 will be a public hearing for ordinance 22-25.
Ordinance of the City of Avon Park, amending Chapter 50, Fire Prevention and Protection, Article 2, Fire Department, Division 2, Firefighters Retirement System of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Avon Park, amending Section 50-78, Deferred Retirement Option Plan, subsection B, Participation, providing for codification, providing for severability of provisions, repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing an effective date.
Thank you. Chief, do you have anything to add before we open this public hearing?
Sorry, it's really loud. I don't think I have a whole lot to add. I just wanted to make a statement that just to avoid confusion, this will sort of be the third time this is read. If you go back in the minutes last meeting, I said that was the second time, but I didn't notice that it had a different number at the very top, a different ordinance number. So we're reading it again for the second time with the same ordinance number.
Okay. Very good. Any questions?
So what happened to the first ordinance with the other number?
It was the same ordinance. It was done back in May. And then we waited for the rest of the 25 and out to get done. And when it was brought back up last meeting, it just had a different number and I didn't catch it.
Very good. All right. Public hearing for ordinance 22-2025 is now open. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance can now do so. Seeing no speakers, public hearing for ordinance 22-2025 is now closed. We'll be looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve D9 for the ordinance 22-2025.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second it.
We have a motion and a second. Last call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire.
Yes.
Councilmember McCure.
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Next up, item number 10, this will be for ordinance 23-2025.
An ordinance of the City of Avon Park, Florida, providing for amendment to the city's solid waste collection program, section 82-33, collection by city, to increase the residential solid waste pickup and disposal rate for residential customers, and section 82-37, service charges, administrative rule and rates, to increase commercial solid waste pickup and disposal rate and commercial dumpster rates, provide codification, repeal of conflicting codes, ordinances, and resolutions, provide for severability provisions, provide for scrivener's errors, and provide for an effective date.
Thank you. Ms. Kelly, do you want to brief us on this? Pretty-
Sure. As
so-
part of the budget process, we talked about raising the residential dumpster rates to $28 per month. It should be noted that there is no increase contemplated for commercial solid waste at this time.
Any questions? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve D10 ordinance 23-2025.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Last call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire,
Yes.
Councilmember McCure,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Item number 11, this will be a public hearing for resolution 2025-16.
Resolution of the City of Avon Park, Highlands County, Florida, adopting the tentative levying of ad valorem taxes for Highlands County for fiscal year 2025 to 2026, providing for an effective date. I'm also required to read the following. The fiscal year 2025 to 2026 tentative operating millage is 6.0000 mils, which is greater than the rolled back rate of 4.4742 mils by 34.1%.
Anyone care to brief us on this? Pretty self-explanatory.
Yes.
Any questions on the tentative budget,
Tentative millage.
tentative millage, sorry? Yes, sir. You have to come up to the, yes, sir. All questions will have to come to the microphone here. We'll have to give your name and address or organization for the record. Is that light on?
Press the button on, yeah.
There it goes.
Name is Steve Alsop,
Very good.
433 Northeast Sneed Circle in Avon Park, part of Crystal Lake community.
Yes.
I was just curious because it's kind of hard to hear back there. I should have sat on the front row, but what was the millage rate you were proposing? Because I know we got our tax rate and it was showing like it was going from 5 to 7. And I thought I heard you say 6 when you read it a while ago. Is that
So the actual rate that's approved in this resolution is 6.
6? So that's what it would be, not 7?
Correct.
Just note that that notice is basically based on, we have to pass a higher rate because we can't go up, we can only go down. And so there's always higher than what would normally would be. So, it's passed at a lower rate as expected.
It's advertised at a higher rate than what we intend to pass,
Oh, okay.
almost always.
Work in the law that we have to.
Yeah, when you get those tax rates in the bill and it says, it's jumping from 5 to 7, that's,
It's to shock everybody. So you
Yeah.
come in and ask
You
questions.
say,
Yeah,
"I'm
that's-
so happy what you did."
yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, other than the fact that I've mentioned this like a year ago, last year when we had the same meeting, but, and I've got some information in here, but I'm not going to waste time pulling it out. But basically the fact that, up until like 2019, the millage rate was like 0.3, and then it just went to 1, which was tripled, and then it went to 2, which doubled, and then it went to 4, doubled again. It's just been such a steep incline. I understand that, we need to catch up with the rest of the towns, the cities around us. It just seemed like it would have been easier on some of us folks that we could have had it at a little bit slower rate, jumping it and basically from 2019 to 2025, I calculated at about a 2,233% increase. That's like, and I know Sebring increased theirs from last year to this year, and it was only like 0.5%. So 2,000% is pretty extreme in such a short amount of time. I understand, there's not a lot that I can do. I don't have a lot of supporters here backing me, but I mean, my vote would be, 6 is better than 7. And I know last year was 5, but maybe we could meet in the middle and go 5.5. So anyway, thank you all. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else? Seeing none, any further questions or comments from the council? Okay. All right, public hearing for resolution 2025-16 is now closed. We'll be looking for a motion.
Make a motion, we approve, ordinance 2025-16, please.
Resolution 2025-16. All right, do we have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Last call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire,
Yes.
Councilmember McCure,
Yes.
Councilmember Towler,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item number 12 will be a public hearing for resolution 2025-17.
A resolution of the City of Avon Park of Highlands County, Florida, adopting the tentative budget for fiscal year 2025 to 2026, providing for an effective date.
All right. Anything to add on the budget?
No, we just implemented the changes that we discussed at the last meeting.
Having said that, the public hearing for resolution 2025-17 is now open. Anyone wishing to speak on the tentative budget can now do so. Yes, ma'am. Right up here. Ma'am, I understand. Oh, okay. Speak in the microphones. Straighten up, people. Dadgum. All right. Public hearing is still open. Anyone wishing to speak on the tentative budget can do so. Seeing none, public hearing for resolution 2025-17 is now closed. Any questions or comments from the council?
I have one for Melanie. Melanie, what's the deadline date for the budget? Completion?
It's at the final meeting on the 22nd.
22nd.
Okay, do we have a motion for resolution 2025-17?
So move.
That's a motion to approve.
Yes.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire,
Yes.
Councilmember McCure,
Yes.
Councilmember Towler,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item number 13, we have new job description approvals. Ms. Coger.
Yes, so as part of the fiscal year process, we need to adopt the new job descriptions that are in the budget, the tentative budget. There's 4 of them. 3 have to do with the fire department when we move to the ALS, which is coming in after the fiscal start of the new year. And we had to get job descriptions for those. We have a captain paramedic, a firefighter paramedic, and a lieutenant paramedic job description. And then the 4th one would be Randy's promotion to Community Standards Director. And that job description is there for approval as well.
Okay. Do we have any questions on these job descriptions?
I do.
Go ahead.
Ms. Denise, these job description, the firefighters are already filling the position already, right? We're just changing the job description.
Correct. We have to, I don't know if you recall, we did a paramedic stipend. They're going to school to become paramedics so that they can function in the ALS role for advanced life support. So we need job descriptions that go with that role. So we'll keep our regular captain, firefighter, and lieutenant that we have currently, but these are the ones that'll be performing that extra function.
Okay. Okay. So these will be different captains and lieutenants performing a total different job.
It'll be some of our current staff, but in the paramedic role. They're going to school for that role now, and Chief could probably speak more to that.
Okay.
How about now? All right.
There you go.
So yeah, we're not hiring any more people for these positions. It's just a different role. So we were advised by the lawyer to give them a specific job description for that role. So we're not creating these job descriptions to per se hire anybody new for these roles, but the job descriptions will be used in the future to be able to hire people down the road.
Any other questions on the job descriptions? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve D13, the new job descriptions.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second it.
We have a second. Please call a roll.
Councilmember McGuire,
Yes.
Councilmember McCure,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Item number D14 would be the ratification of a road name change. Ms. Kelly,
Yes, thank you. So very similar to Ernest D. Sims having to be renamed. This property, Hollyhurst Court, was originally platted, and you can see in the graphic that it's right off of Hollyhurst Drive. I did talk to Randy about this. Apparently, this plat map came in before his time, so it's at least 5 years old. And I guess whoever was doing it at the time didn't know the requirements of Highlands County Emergency 911 that we can't overlap. They have talked with the current developer. They're perfectly happy renaming it to Back 9 Drive, and the county has tentatively approved that as well. This would just be a ratification by this body for them to go ahead and do that.
any questions on that road change?
Yeah, where did the name come from? It's an odd name. Did they say?
No, they did not tell me.
Back
It's
nine
golf.
is a golfing term.
It's a who?
It's a golfing term. It's the back nine, there's 18 holes.
Uh-huh.
There's the front nine and then there's the back nine.
Okay, makes sense now.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the road name change.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Last call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire,
Yes.
Councilmember McCure,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
motion passes.
So I do have a question, but
Go ahead.
not necessarily to this, but do you feel like the county is going to start taking paying more attention to the roads that are similarly named in Avon Park? Or is this just coincidence because they were?
I think there's
Change.
probably more than just this out there. There's probably other instances that once they're starting to be developed, they're going to go, oh no, this shouldn't have been named that. And we'll probably have to revisit this, but they're not going to look at it until it actually comes before them for permitting, I would imagine.
I think, was it last year, or might have been earlier this year, the county had given us a list of roads that they were wanting to change the names of. Then we had a lot of discussion on one particular,
I think that was the list of roads they want us to take over
okay,
to annex.
okay.
Yeah.
My point being is that they do look at this periodically and make sure we're not out of line somewhere. So I know we've been through the 9/11 road name changes several times. So
That's just what was very confusing to me as to when they went through it before. I don't know how long, ever long ago that was, upwards
they
of
got,
20
this got
years.
annexed.
I know, but I'm saying they did it back then. Why could they didn't see the stuff now? I see what you're saying, but I don't know. It just
They didn't
seems
change
like
the
they
roads
done it back-
that were in unincorporated areas because they already have a different strap number and all that. All right. Nothing else on the road name change?
No, sir.
Moving on to item number 15, we have a second amendment to the interlocal agreement for law enforcement services. Ms. Kelly,
Yes, this is to extend Highlands County Sheriff's Office services for the city of Avon Park for an additional 3 years. The base price is $3,524,360 per year for the first year. And it's the same flat rate for the additional 2 years, plus whatever the percentage of increase is for the personnel costs. Also, there'll be a capital cost of $210,357 for the purchase of vehicles each year.
got questions?
I have two questions. I don't know whether you can answer that or not, but I know there's been recent posting about the sheriff having a difficult time in keeping his personnel because other locations pay more. And that he was asking for an increase from the county to pay the employees more, especially the new employees. So what this contract is going to do, if he turns around and raises the rate pay like 10%, then that's going to increase what we're paying by 10% also.
For the personnel cost, yes.
Okay, well, my question to that is, and I've asked this before to Sheriff Blackman, is that every year he seems to give the county back $2 million or more. Why couldn't he have used that money to raise the pay and keep the personnel instead of doing this now? Do you know the answer to that?
It's my understanding, I'm going to paraphrase what he said while he was here, that those are buckets of money that cannot be used for personnel costs. Like if it's grant funds from a
Okay.
specific agency to go towards, say, drug interdiction, he can't then take that money and just arbitrarily put it towards.
Thanks. And then I have one last question on the vehicles. I know I talked to you in this past. Recently, Sebring, I believe, bought 5 fully equipped police vehicles for around $50,000. So couldn't we buy the sheriff vehicles ourselves instead of having to give them the money to buy them?
That I don't have an answer for, but I'd be certainly happy to ask him and report back to you.
Okay, because I guess if they had different equipment, but I don't know. It just seems a bit strange to me that, you know, their cost would be twice what it would be cost, more than twice what it costs for the city police vehicles of Sebring.
Are you saying that they bought 5 fully equipped vehicles for 55,000 each or a total?
Each.
Okay.
So, but they're asking for 100,000 plus for each, correct?
Well, it's 200,000 total, 204 or something like that.
210,
210.
For how many vehicles?
For how many vehicles?
it doesn't stipulate.
I would wonder whether that price would include the light bars and all the adjustments to the car that are required as well. Because sometimes you get a purchase price and then you have to have somebody add on all the additional stuff like
Well,
radios and light bars and all that stuff.
All I know is it said they were fully equipped. That's,
Yeah.
I guess that could mean a bunch of things.
Well,
I don't know,
I'm
fully equipped means fully equipped with everything, I would think.
I
I'm
would
sure if
too,
you
but
send them the link to the
maybe they
story.
mean a fully equipped vehicle that comes with all the extras, but not with all the policing extras.
Yeah.
So that would be something I think we should know, because if we could buy the same vehicle for less, then I think we should buy it and give it to him instead of giving him the money. Just a thought.
Well, I like to piggyback off of what Jim is saying. The way it's written here, it's like we would pay 210,357 annually. So we have to pay that much annually for the purchase of, we need to purchase vehicles annually?
Yep.
Why? Help me out. I mean,
That's what we've done because based off of the need that they've requested, but if there's any further information from the sheriff's office.
I guess my question I'm asking is, we buy vehicles for the city of Avon Park, and we don't have to buy that same vehicle annually. So why are we buying annually for the sheriff?
Is there any comment, Mr. Hood or?
Got the major, he probably got all the answers.
Good evening. Major Darren Hood from the Sheriff's Office. I believe the question was why the 210,000.
Annually for purchase of vehicles.
Yes, ma'am. We have several vehicles, and you can imagine the miles we put on these vehicles. We have to replace vehicles. Currently, right now, we're paying about $65,000. I'm not exactly sure what Sebring Police Department buys. I'm not involved in their operation. I don't know what type of quality they buy. But our vehicles are fully equipped. Patrol vehicles are about $65,000. Now that is without computers and other equipment. That's just the base public safety equipment that's in the vehicle. So that's what we pay.
Okay, so Major Hood, I'm gonna ask this question again. You want us to pay 210,357,000 a year to purchase new vehicles every year. I mean, I get it. Police do patrol a lot, but are anybody else buying vehicles annually, or is it just y'all requesting that of Avon Park?
Yes, we buy vehicles every year. We buy a lot more than $210,000 and $210,357 a year. We spend a lot more than that in capital expenses. So that is the amount that goes towards the City of Avon Park's share.
I guess the one question I have, I don't know whether you could answer that, Major, please, but if you, I believe Sheriff Blackman said before, because the wear and tear, you're constantly rotating vehicles, maybe every 5 years or something like that. Well, the question I would have then, do you also need to rotate the special equipment that's inside, the computers, the other gut things that you carry in there, like shotguns and so on and so forth?
No.
Couldn't they reuse any of those things?
Yes, sir, but that number is not in the capital. The firearms and computers are not in the 65,000 that it cost us to replace a patrol vehicle. Computers are not in that. Firearms, weapons are not in that. It's mainly the equipment that's in the vehicle.
Do you know how many vehicles are assigned to Avon Park?
Well, just the patrol vehicles, you have one sergeant and three deputies per shift. We have 4 shifts, so that's 16 vehicles just in marked patrol vehicles that are assigned to the City of Avon Park.
Then you're buying basically 3 every year.
Yes, sir.
So I'm assuming they must last somewhere between 4 and 6 years, I'm guessing.
Yes, it varies, and I can get you any detailed information on that.
Yeah.
We're at the sheriff's office. We're a 24-hour day operation. Our phone numbers are always available. You can call any time of the day or night and ask any of these questions. I apologize, I can't come equipped with every number.
Sure.
With our entire fleet list, but I can answer. If you call me on an individual basis, I can answer all these questions for you.
$210,000 is the replacement rate
That is
that it
correct.
would cost you to keep replacing those vehicles.
And how long does a vehicle last, Major Hood?
Say a patrol vehicle is about 5 years.
Okay, and when you switch these vehicles out and you rotate them, you're only rotating the vehicles that Avon Park is paying for. You're not rotating this vehicle with the sheriff fleet, right? I'm confused. Help me out.
Well, we would then, and also in that number, I was just talking about patrol vehicles, but also the City of Avon Park is also responsible for, and give me just a second, 5 school resource deputies. So we also, pass those vehicles down to the school resource deputies whenever they're at that 5-year mark. I'm not saying that we take them to the auction right at 5 years. There are some useful life in them, but not for immediate road response or pursuit.
Okay, I don't think you answered my question, Major Hood. So if Avon Park is paying for their vehicles, are they being rotated out with the sheriff department fleet? Or these are the vehicles that Avon Park is paying for, they stay in Avon Park?
No, we do, and that's why it's just a capital expense.
Uh-huh.
Those vehicles, we buy a lump sum of vehicles, and we do not say that vehicle is only assigned to Avon Park. But I can promise you, based on if you look around at the patrol vehicles, you have some of the best equipment in the City of Avon Park.
So you took me somewhere else, and I have to ask this question. So if Avon Park is paying for $210,357 annually for purchase of vehicles, these vehicles can be used in Lake Placid if that's what the sheriff wants to do with them?
They are used all around the county on patrol, but we're buying a lot more vehicles with county resources. This is a small amount of our capital expenditures that we buy a year, but they are being used. You have some of the best equipment in the City of Avon Park.
I thought Sheriff Blackman said that the vehicles that we have are marked Avon Park on the vehicle.
A lot of them are, and there's a lot of them that we need to mark. You have to understand currently right now, as you know, we're all of our positions are not filled. To make sure that the City of Avon Park is properly staffed. Just like any business, you have to move people around to make sure you have proper coverage. So we're always, moving deputies in and out of the city. but I can promise you that City of Avon Park is always covered adequately.
Well,
So-
while you're up there, can I ask one other question, please?
Sure.
In a different direction. Do you use, our building on Pleasant Street as far as the north headquarters for the sheriff's department?
Yes, that is considered our North District substation. Yes.
Okay, and that substation serves North Sebring, City of Avon Park, and also the county areas of Avon Park, correct?
Yes. Most of the deputies that work out of the North District, they use that as a substation.
Okay, now I thought, and I could be wrong, but I thought one time Sheriff Blackman said that they basically don't really use the building that much. And I was just wondering if possibly we could look into taking that building back, that we could use it for the city, since we only charge you $10 a year. And maybe you could turn around and find another building like in North Sebring that you could use or buy. And that would basically give us a building that we could use, that I'm sure the city manager correct me, that could we have use for that building that the sheriff is using right now?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's something that we should look at, maybe give them a year's notice or something, that we'd like to take that building back, because I drive by there all the time and I very rarely see any vehicle go by there or use the building. And unless you're doing I've seen paperwork done on the side of the road. So I think that the city of Avon Park could put that building to a lot better use than what you guys are really using it. And since it actually is served for Northern Sebring as well as the county, that I think it's kind of unfair that we only pay $10 a year for the access to the building that you really don't use that much. So I would strongly suggest that we consider seeing if we could give the sheriff a year's notice to take the building back and give him plenty of time for a year to find another building that doesn't really use that much, I believe that's what he said in the past.
Well, you would have
Yes.
to, you'd have to amend with the contract that's before you in order to do that, since this is really just an amendment of the main contract where that provision is in there, that they get to use that building.
So
So
we could make an amendment to give him a year's notice to take it back.
Well, it takes two to do tango. So, I mean, if if you want to do that, then we can send it back to the sheriff. And if the sheriff agrees, then you have an agreement. If it doesn't, then what do you do then?
So, Councilman, let me just clarify.
Yes, sir.
So the 4 deputies per shift, just the patrol deputies specifically that work in the city, you have no problem at all with them driving to, as you said, North Sebring to do reports, to go to the restroom or anything like that. You don't mind them leaving the city for those purposes?
Well, I don't think North Sebring minds that they come up to Avon Park, do they?
Well, we're talking city versus, you're talking about the unincorporated areas. We don't patrol, we don't have a contract with the city of Sebring. It's just the unincorporated areas.
Okay, I see your point. So maybe you make a good point. I'll
Well,
let the-
I don't know if you make a good point,
Go ahead.
Jim. And the reason being is I can't speak for the rest of the council here. I can only speak for myself. I was hoping somewhere in the future that Avon Park can get their own police department back. And so I think I'm with Jim. It would be great to go ahead and give you guys a year so we can start working on our police department, the building, and getting it back up ready for when we start our own police department. I think,
You're not going to do anything in a year's time.
no, we're not gonna, we can.
So what's the,
I
point?
said
You're gonna have
we
a,
can
you're gonna have a
start.
vacant building doing
I said
nothing.
we can start.
It's gonna
working
take
on the
minimum
building.
3 years.
Fair,
You have a
fair,
good
can I
3
speak?
years.
Can I speak?
Sure.
I said we can start working on the building because I was told that the building need a lot of work done to it. I don't know. So I figured we can start working on the building to start repairing some of the work that is needed. So that when we do get ready to make that decision, a lot of the work in the building has been done.
But
Gotcha.
is that the only building that you guys use in Avon Park? That is the substation, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So why would we take away the only building that we're having these individuals report to and sit and do their work? And that doesn't make any sense.
Well, we have to start somewhere. If we keep sitting around saying, well, we're gonna we want our own police department back.
Well,
Let's do it in a year. A year gets here and we don't do anything.
That
So
hasn't been
we
voted on.
have
That's
to-
not the official direction of the
yeah,
council.
but taking away their building, that's like going backwards. Why would you take away the building? If you're gonna try to start a police department, then you have a study first, and then you start the organization first, and then you go that direction. You don't take the building away from the people who are providing us the police assistance now. That makes no sense.
I wasn't really talking about using that building for future police plans. I was just talking about, the city manager said that we could use the building for other purposes.
Well, city manager, what uses do you have for that building?
Well, we're out of space in this building.
You're gonna use it for administrative offices?
Right.
Is that really necessary?
It's not necessary, but could I use it? Sure.
Okay.
Well, we also have a community center too. I mean, that's incredibly underutilized, based on the figures that I saw. I mean, $28,000 in revenue when we're paying 55,000 just for electricity. If we need to use something for city employees, then maybe we need to cordon off a section of that rather than take away the or the sheriff's departments.
And
building.
Brittany, we don't have to take away the whole building. We can just contain them to a certain area. Cause I'm thinking for 4, 5, 6 on a shift. Do they really need the whole building?
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like that's a whole different discussion for a whole nother time, in my opinion, that we would need to actually have somebody here that could talk on that point, maybe give them a little warning. Hey, how do you think you could utilize the building better? Do you think you could utilize a certain part? It'd be a planned discussion so that everybody can bring their information to the table rather than bringing it up willy-nilly when we're trying just to
Well,
decide this
I
amendment.
personally trust the city manager to make her judgment to see whether we need to go in that direction or not. So I'll leave that up to you, Dr. Kelly, and then and if you figure out something that you need to bring back to us, then I'll be able to discuss it at that time.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion that we approve the Second Amendment to the interlocal agreement for law enforcement services.
I'll so move.
I have one more question.
So we have a motion. Are you seconding it, Jim?
It's a second. If you.
Okay.
Something, please.
All right, you have a question?
Yes. So, Major Hood, the average
Yes.
mileage of each of those vehicles before they get shifted to another position, do you know?
I don't. Again, if you contact me, I can get you. We keep track of all of that. I didn't come prepared with that. I didn't know if this was going to be a fleet discussion, but I'd be more than willing to sit down with each and every one of you, and we can have those in-depth conversations. Sometimes you have to understand that, being called up here on a Monday night without the proper information. Had you told me, I could have brought all that information, but I'm not prepared with that analytical data.
But if you take into consideration, if he said they last 5 years, if we're replacing 3, right? What's 3 times 5? 15. We need 16 to be able to operate in the city. So that
Plus
it makes
resource
sense with the numbers every year. 3 times 5 is 15.
Right. All right, we have a motion and a second. Let's call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire,
Yes.
Councilmember McCure,
No.
Councilmember Taylor,
No.
Deputy Mayor Bernard,
Yes,
Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
motion passes.
thank you, Major.
Thank you, Major. Thank you. Item number 16, we have Kimley Horn and Associates CCNA extension for AVO.
Yes, back in August of 2019, Kimley Horn was awarded a 5-year contract with a 5-year extension option. The option was exercised last year for 1 year. I think that was primarily due to FAM taking over the airport and taking over all of the grants. Since FDOT still requires the city to be involved, we are going to exercise the additional 4 years to design and manage the $3 million FDOT grant to put the turn lanes in on State Route 64.
Any questions? We'll be looking for a motion. Motion to approve Kimley Horn Associates CCNA extension for AVO.
Second.
We have a second. Last call for questions. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire, Councilmember McCure,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bernard,
Yes,
Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Item number 17, we have confirmation of CRA advisory reappointments. Anything to add, staff? We have the names and applications here.
I will just say that right before she left, Chrissy told me that they were set to expire this month. So we need to reappoint them.
Okay. They have the proposed reappointment of Rick Hayes, Bill Jarrett, Dana Seveny, Kelvin Shepherd, and Chris Downing. Is there a motion?
I'll make a
Um,
motion.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve D17 for the confirmation of Rick Hayes, Bill Jarrett, Dana Seveny, Kelvin Shepherd, and Chris Downey.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Go ahead. You have a question?
Yeah, I would like to, let the record show that, I would like to, remove Kelvin Shepherd off the list. Personally, I don't think he's doing enough. He don't do anything. He's just sitting on the board. And I believe that I can find somebody that can, help me out and do more. That's
you-
my opinion.
Are you saying that he doesn't attend meetings? Or?
Well, he attends meeting, but most of the time you go to the meeting, he sit there and he don't say anything. And he definitely ain't doing nothing on the south side.
Sometimes not running your mouth is a wise thing.
Well, I don't know if that was directed toward me or not,
It
but
wasn't.
you know, I'm gonna look over you today, okay? I still think that if they're gonna sit on this board, I think that they should represent the area that they serve. And I just don't think he's representing the area that he served.
Since there's a motion on the floor, that would require a motion to amend. If that's what the motion you wish for, then I suggest you go ahead and make it.
So I need to make a motion to
Motion to
approve
amend.
all of them with the
existing
exception.
Motion to remove Kelvin Shepherd.
I'd like to put a motion on the table, with this. Okay,
Right, you have to make a motion to amend the
Motion to
motion.
I
that's
make
already on
a
the floor.
motion to amend that Kevin Shepherd be removed off of the list for new appointment.
So we don't vote on the motion and the second that was already on the other one. It doesn't matter that it's a new person.
A motion to amend takes precedence over the main motion.
Okay.
So you have to resolve the motion to amend now, but
Right.
we haven't had a second yet.
So is there a second to the motion to amend? Seeing none, motion dies for lack of second. Back to the original motion. We have a motion and a second to approve the list as read. Please call the roll.
Councilmember McGuire,
Yes.
Councilmember McCure, Councilmember Taylor,
No,
Deputy Mayor Bernard,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item number 18, regular. Go ahead.
yes, I have on many occasion, on many occasion. And pretty much his thing is, no one else wants to do it. I told him, step aside. I'll find somebody. But of course, he don't want to do that. You know, I feel like though certain people are on this board for the prestige, and I think that they should get more involved in the community. Some people want that show. And that's what I feel is he's doing. And I can point out others as well, but we're talking about him right now.
All right, regular updates from city manager.
Yes, thank you. The bifurcated RFPs for splash pad and pickleball court will be advertised this Friday with bids due October 15th. And then the recently approved lining of the storm drain and sewer lines is happening right now on North Museum. And that's all I have.
Something I have forgot to bring up at the last two council meetings. So, there's a property that used to be referred to as the old skate park. It's on Butler Avenue at the very end, right in front of where the station used to be, where they handed out the, food to the homeless and whatnot. What Church Services Center does. The school, I believe they're called the Apple Top. There's an elementary school or daycare of sorts there. They've asked if we would be interested in putting that property up for RFP. They have an interest in building a playground of some sort there. So is the council interested in potentially selling that piece of property and or putting it up for an RFP?
That property just pretty much stayed vacant for years now since the service center went down, correct?
Yeah, so the service center was never on that property. It was always the skate park, and then the city tore that skate park down 10 or 15 years ago. And since basically we mow it, I think the CRA and the city had approached that property of potentially putting a parking lot there at one time. And can't remember his name, but we had a city engineer that was in Public Works that had basically give us a draw up. That property is too small once you do the setbacks for the drainage to do any sort of useful parking lot, in his opinion. I think Carl Cool had given us a similar opinion at some point. So there's no real clear use for it. Obviously, a big useful building would be the ideal thing, as the highest and best use for that property. But this company has had approached me and asked me if I would bring it up to the council. So that's what I'm doing. I just forgot to do it the last two meetings. So
How much area are we talking about?
I didn't look up the exact, but I'm sure it's probably somewhere between a quarter and a third of an acre, I would say. Like a regular lot.
So generally speaking, so whenever you do want to lease out or sell property, you should do it in the form of an RFP.
Right.
To make it fair to all parties involved. And if their bid comes out the best, then so be it. If not, then somebody else is interested.
Right. But it's never been brought up that we would even do that with this property. That's why I'm bringing it to the council now, to see if the council is even interested in going that route. Okay. Anything else? Okay. We'll put it on the next agenda. If you don't have it, I'll get you the strap number.
Thank you.
Your microphone's not on.
This is the property on 10 South Forest Avenue, owned by us, A 22-33-28-010-0700-0050.
Does it say how big it is, Shelley?
It's
connected to the one on Forest Avenue, but it's not the Forest Avenue. It's actually the Butler Avenue portion of it.
It says it is.
There's two parcels connected on that strap number is the issue.
Oh, well, then it won't matter anyway if it's not just the one.
If it's considered one parcel, then in order, if you did that, you would have to have, get separation of two properties.
Yeah.
Right. Subdivide.
Well, the other part that's connected to is the CRA parking lot there. So obviously that's not intended to be part of it. So
now would they have to go before zoning to have that zoning change? Since all they're gonna do is put a playground on it?
yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't know what's required for a playground, but obviously they would have to adhere to whatever the city requires.
And it would depend on what your code says, which I don't know off the top of my head, whether some cities have 3 parcels separated as a subdivision. Some people have 2. If yours is 2, then you'd have to have that go through the zoning process as well.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it almost looks like these two are exactly the same area. So it's the front's 100 and the depth is 102.
100 by 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just under a quarter of an acre.
This a private company?
This is Appletop, the school there. You can, if you
Okay.
drive
The
down Forest
daycare.
Avenue, you see it's a daycare.
All right. Thank you.
All righty. Anything else for the good of the city? Seeing none, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, please.
Seeing no opposition, we are adjourned.
Thank you.